More than 50 million people have turned to best-selling author, behavioral researcher, and recovering awkward person Vanessa Van Edwards to learn the science of succeeding with people.
Our brain is a very powerful thing. Research from Harvard Business School found that when we first see someone, we're judging them on two different traits: warmth and competence. Now, what's important about these traits is that you have to have both. For example, if someone's just warm, they're considered friendly, approachable, a good team player, but not to be taken seriously, not very smart, not very powerful. But competence without enough warmth means they were seen as smart, dependable, powerful, important, but not kind. They're told they're hard to work with, they're cold. Highly charismatic people are able to hit this sweet spot. They have this amazing ability to make others feel good, to make others feel like their warmest, most competent, most confident self.
Vanessa Van Edwards is the lead behavior investigator at the research lab Science of People. She uses experiments to help even the most awkward person make a positive impression.
Now, I know we're new friends, but I thought I would start off with a little confession, which is that I am a recovering awkward person. Naturally, I have always been fascinated by those people who walk into a room and they radiate confidence, and also those folks who always seem to get chosen to lead. This curiosity would turn into an entire career studying leaders. What makes a leader is that they rank off the charts in both of these traits. They're both friendly and warm and collaborative, but also powerful, capable, dependable. Wherever you are on the scale, my goal is to help you move more flexibly up and down this charisma scale. And the way that we start with this is with our verbal charisma. So the words we use have incredible impact on our relationship, on our behavior, and our expectations. The very first thing that we have to learn about that leaders are exceptionally good at is they are purposeful with their cues. If we're constantly sending these cues of warmth and competence, the question is, how do we control our signals? And I want to start off with one of my favorite experiments. Brian Wansink developed a very tricky study where he had participants enter a dark room, and he handed them a bowl of strawberry yogurt. And then he asked these participants to rate the strawberry yogurt on the flavor of the yogurt. 59% of the participants said the yogurt had a nice strawberry flavor. But there was a catch. The yogurt was actually chocolate. Now, this study blew my mind because strawberry and chocolate, they don't taste anything alike, right? They're totally different. Here's the thing. The brain heard strawberry, was asked to look for strawberry, and then tasted strawberry. Eye tracking research found that when we first look at someone, the very first place we glance is their hands. The reason for this is because our hands are our deadliest weapons. They also show intention. We look at the hands to see, are we going to get a wave, a high five, a handshake, a hug? We're so aware of hands, in fact, that when we can't see someone's hands, a small part of your amygdala, where you process fear, begins to activate. Now, if I were to give my entire presentation with my hands behind my back or in my pockets, it would be incredibly hard for you to pay attention. In fact, the longer I have my hands behind my back, the harder it is to pay attention, right? You're just waiting for me to just frickin' take my hands out from behind my back, yeah. So I always knew that hands were important for trust, warmth on the scale. But what I didn't realize is how they tied into competence. And one day I was searching leadership on TED.com, and I realized that these two talks popped up. One had over 40 million views and one had less than 30,000. And I wondered why. Why do some TED Talks go viral and others don't? So my experimenters and I, we sat down and we analyzed thousands of hours of TED Talks looking for patterns. We looked at every variable we could think of. Hands, smiling, body language, gender, color of what to wear, and there was one big pattern. So the least popular TED Talkers used an average of 272 hand gestures in 18 minutes. But the most popular TED Talkers, by view count, used an average of 465 hand gestures in 18 minutes. What they're doing, basically, is they're saying to you, I am so competent I can speak to you on 2 tracks. I know my content so well that I can deliver verbally and non-verbally. I believe that the more charismatic, the more warm and competent we are, the more warmth and competence and confidence we inspire in the people we meet. That being your best self brings out the best self in others. Thank you.